I'm afraid I need to start this one off by making a formal apology. 2 months ago, I made a promise to you all that I would give you everything I could find inside of the Sulfur Quest update. It's one thing to show you the Longboy, tell you of its existence, and maybe I even thought cracking a joke would be enough. Maybe that would be enough to make you appreciate the coverage on the Longboy. The best part of Sulfur is the gun customization, and to not even offer you a build, something, just a recommendation, anything at all, means I didn't do my job. I didn't give you everything I got. I didn't bleed for the Longboy, and I love the Longboy. That's why it'll be the first gun I cover today, as I give you a powerful build for all three of Sulfur's newest guns. The other two being the Wingman and the Hellenback. Actually, it's kind of like we got 4 guns, and if you count the size of the Longboy, it's like we got 5 or 6 guns. That thing is long. Boy, am I excited to tell you about the Longboy, because this thing is basically the warm blanket of sniper rifles. It's incredibly easy to wield, and its only real downside is its size. It basically forces you to have to carry it in one of your 2 weapon slots. I have this strange instinct with snipers in games where I look for the path to the sweatiest outcome. And currently in Sulfur, there's no gun that has a scope at all times. They all come stock without any attachments. So most likely you'll try the Longboy with only its iron sights for the first few times. And I refuse to ever put a scope on it. I love going from hipfire to ADS. I think hipfire works really well if you knock the spread down. And since it's a sniper, it barely has any spread. You don't really have to do anything to get it down to 0 or 0.25. Maybe it'll be easier if we step into the lab and I show you exactly what I'm talking about. Break down all the oils and everything I put on it. Maybe I should have waited to say let's step into the lab when I was actually in the game, but I mean, here we are. No, you gotta open the door. It's weird if I don't open the damn door, Jesus. First oil I put on was Mosquito, and then second is Satiety, which becomes Tetris on the gun, yada yada. You've heard the infinite ammo bit so many times. I wanted to make it infinite ammo so that I don't ever have to really stop shooting, and I can quickly one-tap everything that comes in my way, and doing 480 times 2, I'm gonna be one-tapping pretty much everything that comes in my way. A lot of that damage is coming from Slow Punch, giving us plus 50% damage and only a minus to 50% bullet speed. If you don't like dealing with the bullet speed, you could take off Rookie or Parallel Mag and put on Holy Fire. You'll get a nerf to RPM, but you won't have to deal with the bullet speed, plus you get the penetration. It's really whatever you want to do there. That's not what I chose to do. I'm looking for the more old school no scope hip fire vibe. I think it actually works a little bit better with hip fire some of the time. But if you're making an infinite ammo build, Rookie and Parallel Mag work really well with it because their negatives are going to be to your reload speed, so you're basically just getting free positives. For all the people that are always like, why does everyone make infinite ammo builds? It's crap like that. You basically just knock out half of the issues that you'd run into with other guns. It's really strong. I put the gun crate on to have a spray and pray option in case I get swarmed too quickly and don't have the time to methodically pop, and just need to burr if I need to burr and don't need to pop. Gun crank is going to help me out here a lot. Use whatever barrel attachment you'd like. That doesn't really impact the build too much. A common misconception is that laser sights only give you plus 50% accuracy when moving, but you're also getting styled points in the green, yellow, or red department. Maybe if we're good, Perfect Random might give us some extra colors, maybe a purple, blue. No, I almost said red. Red's already in there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just more colors, please. And obviously insurance is if you die, your gun comes back in the mailbox. Oh, why wouldn't you want that? This Longboy build has been in my daily rotation since the Quest update came out. It works great in any level. It works great in endless mode. It's a solid primary weapon that can do no wrong if you treat it right. You'll do just fine. The only way to treat it is to shoot stuff with it. There's only one right way to use a gun in a game, and that's to shoot it. Where am I going with this? What is this? The Hellenback, from a design standpoint, has been the center of attention for Sulfies. Basically, there's 2 types of people in this world. Those who think it's the Ebony and Ivory from Devil May Cry, you know, Dante's signature pistols.
Ebony, Ivory, missed you girls.
And those who think it's the .454 Castle and Helsing arms 13mm Jackal used by Alucard and Helsing. It might not be hard to guess which of those I'm familiar with. Taking both possible inspirations into consideration and then looking at the Hellenback, we see there's no writing on the sides of either gun, not even a scribble, and they're also semi-auto by default. From what I read, both of Alucard's pistols are automatic and Dante's are semi-auto. That's what makes me think it's probably an homage to Ebony and Ivory from Devil May Cry. But as the devs have told us in the past, if you think something is a reference to something, even if they didn't intend it to be, just tell yourself it is. Who cares? As long as you think it's this or that, you're having fun, that's all that really matters.
Here's your crown.
That's why we need a gun nickname system. Perfect Random, please let us nickname the guns, please. On top of that, they get increased style points for the amazing reload too. It's so good I've managed to mention it 2 videos in a row. Here's the part of a Sulfur content creator's life that they don't particularly enjoy. The honest truth. That sounds actually really fucked up. No, I don't mind being, like, honestly truthful. I try to stay truthful no matter what I'm doing, but, like, being brutally honest and really critiquing these guns, I think they're pretty weak. And I think a lot of it has to do to the gimmick of the black pistol doing more damage. And before you ask, of course I tried to be cheeky and try to find some workarounds, get the maximum damage output. It wasn't very successful. Adding ammo consume chance doesn't move all shots to one pistol. It will still go gray, black, gray, black, gray, black. And reloading the guns will always result in the gray pistol being the kicker. The starting gun, no matter what, it will never go black, gray, always gray, black, gray, black, gray, black. Metaphorically, of course, this is where we'd pop off the Santa hat and pop on the nerd hat, which I don't even own, but maybe I should look into what a nerd hat is, because I had to look further into this. Naturally, I looked to the dev kit to get some proper testing done. I wanted to get the exact damage increase from the black pistol. Using the stock Hell and Back, you can see that you get plus 25 damage from the black pistol, on top of the 100 you get normally from the gray one. That could be an increase of 25 flat damage or 25% increase in damage. I had to do further testing to find out, and let me tell you, it got a little insane. My first attempt was using 2 Hell and Backs, one stock and the other one with frugal oil, which gives plus 25 flat base damage and minus 50% loot chance. After trying that, I realized it might be easier to make a working computer in Minecraft than to understand the damage system in Sulfur. According to the Sulfur wiki, enemies have hitboxes where their organs would be. These all have damage multipliers, but trying to do consistent testing with this will drive you nuts. The wild swings in numbers are either from the enemy hitboxes, the well-known hit reg issues, at least I'm still doing some bit of damage, am I right, fellas? Or the Hell and Back isn't working right at all. That's when I brought in a different gun to check the damage numbers it was providing. And the Wingman was much more consistent with this damage testing. Only once or twice did it register a different damage number when aiming at the same spot on different enemies. And that could have just been from spread. So with all that craziness, I chose not to focus too heavily on the damage gimmick. But luckily, it's not the only gimmick for the Hell and Back. There's only 2 sets of akimbo guns in the game right now. I think it's fair to compare this to the Star and Witness. Hell and Back lovers are gonna hate that I did that, because the Star and Witness has twice the amount of ammo and 150 more RPM. Everything else between them is practically the same, except for the whole inconsistent extra damage from the Hell and Back. Yeah, something smells funky with these bad boys, but don't fret, I still made a build, and it's a weird one, because frankly, I was underwhelmed by these 2 cuties. So I said to hell with hell and backed up back, which sounds way better in my head. This is the Back and Back, a gun designed to help with repositioning when things get dicey in endless mode. I mean, you could try it on other levels too. I don't care what you choose to do with your life. I'll always be proud of you. Before we step into the lab, I'm going to spoil it a little bit by telling you that is Chaos Strike you're seeing on this gun. And Chaos Strike is cool, but it could be way cooler if you could use it to send enemies flying out of bounds. But unfortunately, it only works if there's somewhere viable for bogeys to spawn, like a flat ground. My initial plan was a high-powered troll gun to neuter stronger enemies by dunce capping and blasting above the abyss. But I found out rather quickly that we only swapped if I was on or directly above flat ground. Not even coyote time was helping with that. Luckily for us, teleportation isn't the only thing Chaos Strike brings to the table. It does a lot of stuff. Just look at all them words. Reading closer, it looks like you should always swap places with the target. With proper ground under your feet, it should teleport you about 95% of the time. You also get bigger bullets and a chance to stun, as well as a chance to increase dark damage up to 800%? See, this is why gamers don't like reading. But the big bonus here is the plus 50 to dark damage. Don't get all caught up on whatever the hell dark damage is, because it's a separate damage from standard damage. So a gun with Chaos Strike will always put in work. Even if you mess everything up, Chaos Strike will always be proud of you. When I was testing that plus 50 dark damage, I actually found out that bullet bounces will always do 1 damage. This is the first time I've noticed that. You get that 1 damage even if you nerf your your gun down to 0. So let's step into the lab and see why I built it like this. See, I did it right this time, all right? And I got, oh wow, this is a way better take. I could have just done a different take of that one. Okay, so, looking at it, we got the Chaos Strike, which we already broke down. Surprise, surprise, mosquito and Tetris oil, because I wanted to use this more like a utility gun. Sure, it will do a lot of damage and kill plenty of people, but its main purpose in design was to get you out of sticky situations if you find yourself in one. Look for an isolated idiot and jump to them and get away from that big old swarm that's coming for them booty cheeks. Purse gun will do minus 30% reload speed. Remember the infinite ammo? We don't care, right? And you get minus 35% recoil. Pair that with stable hips, minus 62% recoil and just disabling aim, whatever. It's kind of a gag, ADSing with akimbos anyways. And we can pull this sumbitch out and get out of a situation very easily with accuracy. I had a lot of fun building the back and back because I had to think out of the box. Might have just foreshadowed. Sure, it might not be for everybody, seeing as that it's become more of a niche wacky gun once it got into my hands. But you could feel free to drop your build in the comments for any of the 3 guns. Hell, I mean, you could drop your build for any gun in the game. I don't care. Just talk about Sulfur in the comments, guys. That's why we're here. Or in the Discord. DM it to me. You want to whisper it to me? Is that... No, don't whisper anything to me. That's weird. I fear that the Wingman is faced with an identity crisis. With such a low starting ammo count, lots of kick from the high recoil, and if you don't do the reload trick of reloading before the first clip is empty, its reload time is about a half a century. After using it quite a bit, I don't agree with its placement as an AR. I think it works a lot better as a dirty little DMR. The build isn't too complicated. Let's just dive right into the lab. Oh, I forgot to remove these ones. How did I not notice that? If we want this baby to pack a punch, we're gonna want to use Holy Fire, let it penetrate some bozos and up that damage multiplier. We all know and love Slow Punch, and we already went over it once, so we're gonna move on to Out of the Box oil. The minus 30% max durability doesn't bother me because it already has a really high base stat for durability. So that plus 20% crit chance is really nice. Then we get to Tandem Oil's best buddy, his brother for life. That would be Gemini oil, giving us minus flat rate 30 for an extra bullet. Seems pretty simple, forehead. I don't know what else to tell you. It's great. Same with the next one. It's damage oil, plus 25%. I don't think I need to get that in detail with it. The Wingman might have a great looking design, but I didn't think I needed to build it too complicated. I'm not sure really what I could have done besides making it infinite ammo, and damn it, I wasn't going to do that with all 3 guns. That would be absurd. Trying to full auto spray with it is just going to break your wrist without proper oil management, so you're going to end up firing with or without a priming bolt slapped on it, so slap that thing on there. I kind of forgot to mention the attachments on both the Wingman and the Hell and Back, so they're right there for the Hell and Back, and then if I scroll up a little bit, they're right there for the Wingman. This feels like this video ended up being longer than it was supposed to be. I even said, I'll do a gun build video. Those are pretty easy. I think I said that the last time I streamed. It might seem easy, and then you start doing it, and you're like, I gotta go into every stupid detail and do damage testing for something that might not even matter to most people. Oh, I'm not actually angry. How could anybody be any emotion other than excited? I can't speak, man. The Wingman's my best bud, even if I'm flying solo, and I might not be for too much longer, because who knows when we're gonna get co-op. Hopefully at 1.0. Maybe that's what they're planning to do. Maybe that's a big part of the improvement. This isn't a video for speculating, though. This was just 3 powerful and fun gun builds, all built around the newest weapons in Sulfur, and I hope you enjoyed. If you feel like tacking on a little bit of extra fun, jump in the comments and guess the gun build for this Neuraxis. That build will be featured in an upcoming video, and anyone who gets it right will get themselves a shout out. You know who also deserves a shout out? The channel members, because they go out of their way to give my family and I some extra support every month, and they really don't have to do that. They do it anyways. Obviously, I always pull these out of my heart, right from my heart to my mouth. I don't even really use my brain most of the time. I don't need to, because my heart does more than enough for me brain to have to work. Maybe I should use my brain more, but I don't need to think about why I like these guys. They already kind of prove it by being so sweet all the time. Usually I have a bit of a rant for the end of this, but I can't really think of anything, because I mean, like, I hope you're okay with that and you're still proud of me for getting this video out.